kind of in theme with the article that we read yesterday about passive incomes. And I saw this article today. I'm like, oh, here's a good example of someone have worked on one of those 10 ideas, 10 passive income streams. And it pays rent. That's a lot of money. So I was interested in reading this and finding out what's going on. The Python tool I built in a weekend that now pays my rent. It's an article written by Suman Safdar on medium.com. Python in plain English. How I turned a tiny automation script into a paid product using libraries, clean OP, and a little C++ speed where it mattered. And for those of you that don't know me, that are new here, my name is Pascal. I am studying software engineering masters, and on this channel we read articles like this daily. So if that interests you, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's be friends. I built this thing because I was tired of doing the same boring clicks every week. I wanted a tool that would watch a folder, extract data from PDFs, enrich it, push reports, and ideally bill somebody for time it saved. 2 weekends, a few libraries, and many later I had a product people actually paid for. Below, I will show you the exact stack, architecture, monetization moves, and code patterns I use so you can build something similar. Expect practical code, OOP structure, and one small C++ trick for when Python alone felt sluggish. Number 1. The problem I solved and why you should pick a small painful task. Most automation projects die because they try to fix everything. Instead, pick one repetitive pain with a measurable ROI. Mine was client sends invoices as scattered PDFs every day. I manually open them, extract vendor, date, amount, and drop it into a Google Sheet. 20 minutes per day wasted. Goal, reduce that 0 human minutes and offer it as a paid service. I think something very specific like this is really good because it targets a niche. You know that there's a need for it because it's something that you suffer every day. And 20 minutes per day, it's annoying if you have to do that every day. It's not only the 20 minutes, but it's also boring. The quick MVP, building a file watcher plus PDF extractor. Start small, watch a folder, detect a new PDF, extract text, and use Watchdog and PyMu PDF. So here's a code chunk right here. So we have, let's see if I can understand it quickly. So you install PyDog and the packages, you import time, and you import those packages. I guess Watchdog is like watching a file, see if there's anything happening. And you have a classes, so on created. So if ends with PDF, I guess it looks for PDF file, and you extract text from PDF. I wonder how good is this extract text. And then extract text to, because I think one of the difficult thing is converting PDF to like an Excel, like Excel format, like Google Sheet format. I guess that could be a difficult thing I find, but maybe it's not as hard. So you extract text, and extract text is defined here to page. You can go through pages and you append the extracted text, and you have an observer, handler, observer, schedule. And then is this where you write it? Yeah, not exactly sure what observer does, but I guess, yeah, maybe observer is the one watching if there's anything gets dropped in there, and once it drops, it converts it. The single script already cut my daily work to 5 minutes, mostly for review. Number 3, make the extractor robust OCR plus text fallback. Some PDFs are scanned images. Add PyTesseract fallback. Okay, so if it's a scanned images, what can you do actually? I guess there's a package or library for it. This hybrid approach, text layer to OCR, made the tools reliable across 95% of invoices I saw. I wonder if they just kept it at 95 or if they tried to perfect it to 100%. Structure with OOP, build a plugin friendly pipeline. If you want to productize, make your pipeline modular. Each step is a class loader, parser, enricher, sync. This lets you swap storage, Google Sheet, DB, webhook without rewriting. Okay, so as they explained, they have different classes for each step they've mentioned. And this is where you can push to Google Sheet. This is a lot simpler than... I don't know if this is the all of it. I'm guessing not. Because I feel like the converting logic would be quite difficult. This pattern scales add classifier step for language detection, translator step for non-English docs, etc. But I really like the simplicity and room for scalability too. Number 5, enrichment and extraction. Regex then ML. Started with deterministic parsing. If invoices are messy or multi-layout, add an ML model or use layout parser. Example, regex snippet. And does this use ML yet? So, because this is a regex. So, for more reliability, use Spacey plus custom NER or layout parser to detect invoice fields spatially. Number 6, web automation and scraping. Playwright for downloads and dashboards. When invoices are behind web dashboards, automate downloads with Playwright. So we have Playwright, login and download. When invoices are behind web dashboards. Okay, so you have a login and download. This lets your service collect source PDFs automatically. Critical if you want to run a subscription where the system fetches customer docs each morning. Number 7, packaging the tool CLI with typer/click. For distribution, wrap functionality as a CLI so non-dev customers can run it locally or you can run it on servers. This sounds like a lot of work and a lot of things to consider. And the author, they got it done within 2 weeks. That's really impressive. Build a setup.py PyProjects and publish to PyPI, PyPy, or package as a will Docker image. I guess based on the title of this Medium article page, they're already really familiar with Python. So number 8, when Python is too slow, speed it up with C++ or Python. For heavy image processing or large-scale OCR pre-processing, Python can be a bottleneck. I had one step, a custom image transform that needed to run on thousands of pages per day. I rewrote it in C++ and exposed it to Python via PyBind 11. Sketch of approach. Number 1, write the heavy functions in C++, wrap it with PyBind 11, import the compiled module in Python normally. This tiny rewrite reduced that step from 120 milliseconds per page to 10 milliseconds per page. Well, that's crazy. That's crazy improvement because that's more than... that's less than 10% of what it used to be. Number 9, scale with workers, Celery plus Redis, or Fast API plus background tasks. When your user base grows, run processing work in worker queues instead of blocking everything. Pip install Celery Redis. So when your user base grows, run processing work in worker queues instead of blocking everything. Your web front-end API and queues process file, delay, path, and returns immediately. Workers pick up processing and push results to storage. Number 10, observability and reliability. Logs, metrics, and retriable steps. Use log guru and structured logs and export metrics, Prometheus for uptime, queue lengths, and failure rates. Design your pipelines to steps to be idempotent and retriable. So retries don't duplicate downstream side effects. I think these things like this is what I am not 100% sure of. I think things like this are, I guess it's not really necessary for the app to function, but it's necessary. It's still necessary because you will come across, you will need this. You will need observability and reliability. But just because of my lack of experience, I'm easily oversee these things. But yeah, it's much needed. I recognize the need for it for sure. Number 11, monetization strategies from gigs to SaaS. How I turned this into money. Freelance gigs, early revenue. I offered to automate invoice processing for a few local clients. Quick wins, minimal support. I guess that's a good way to also check that your playtest that your app is working correctly. Pre-document pricing, charge for processed invoice, e.g. 10 cents, 50 cents, great for volume clients. Monthly subscription, host a service, run ingestion, playwright or SFTP, and charge for convenience plus SLA. White label enterprise, integrate into an accounting platform, charge setup plus monthly fee. Market template sales, self-trained parsers, prompt templates, Indian GST invoice parser as one-time purchases. I wonder how, this sounds like very structured. I feel like the author already knew what to do. Yeah, it's really cool to see. Key tactics that helped me convert leads. 2-week free trial, ingest their first 50 invoices for free. Transparent accuracy report, show parsed versus manual. Offer human-in-the-loop correction for low confidence matches. Adds revenue. Appendix, a minimal repo skeleton. Big code block, your starting point. Use this as a scaffolder for a real project. So we have a base invoice automator. You have the TOML file, readme, and you have the source files where you have automator and all the, I guess those are classes. Yeah, those are class files. And then you have test files. And then you have the Docker and infra. So pretty standard project, but yeah, always good to have this big picture in mind. A message from our founder. Hey, Sunil here. I wanted to take a moment to thank you for reading until the end and being a part of this community. Did you know that our team run this publication as a volunteer effort to run to over 3.5 million monthly readers? We don't receive any funding. We do this to support the community. That's really nice. If you want to show some love, please take a moment to follow me on LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram. You can also subscribe to our weekly newsletter. And before you go, don't forget to clap and follow the writer. I have followed and I will also clap. Wait, can I clap? I don't know how Medium works. Okay, there's a clap. But they've got already 4.3 clappers. So Sunil here is freelancer IT specialist web developer. But yeah, I think it's really cool to see someone who's working on their side project and being successful. I think being able to pay rent is already really successful. And it kind of goes to show that it's not that difficult. This is something that a lot of us can do. And if you can't do already, it's something that a lot of us can easily learn and apply. So yeah, I think it's really cool, and it's a matter of finding the right pain and then being able to fix it. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you're working on any projects like this. Would love to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.